Hi, I watched All Boarding House and here's my review. This story is about Sowon, who ends up having to run his mother boarding house because of financial problems, and there meets Chosu, a PE teacher in high school. Overall, this drama is a pretty good surprise for me. I don't even try to have kind of expectations for Korean BL dramas anymore because usually, well, we all know. So I usually try to go with no expectations or very low expectations. So this one is actually pretty much a surprise. First, you can see that it's low budget, but for this one, I'm sure every Korean BL drama is trying their hardest, the crew behind it, and everyone are trying their hardest to make something nice, with what they can. I'm sure they all do. But in this one, I was really able to see really clearly the desire to make something good. So, big point for this. As for the story in itself, it's nothing groundbreaking or anything, but I think it's still very interesting. For some reason, I was really invested in this story. I was always very interested. I always wanted to know what was going to happen, what they were going to say. And contrary to some, I would say, other dramas, I think the characters in this short drama are very human. I don't know if this makes sense, but for example, I want to take an example that actually really touched me, is how Sowon actually treats Bongdok. So at first, for their friendship, I found it a bit weird. I didn't really like that Sowon was kind of always dismissing his friend this way for another guy, basically. Like, it's not because you like a guy that you have to completely forget your friend. But in the end, I really saw it as, it's just because they are such good friends for so long that, they can kind of be comfortable to some degree. Because when someone actually gets to know that Bongdong liked him for all these years, I really liked how it's treated in this short drama. He feels bad about it. He feels bad, first, I think that he had never noticed. And second, because his friend was in pain all this time. And I really like that he feels bad about it, that he's sad. And he wants to go and meet him. And he wants to talk it out with him. And I really like that. I think it's something that we don't necessarily see. Triangles are a thing in Dramaland, always triangles everywhere. But I don't think we see such kind of reactions from a main character. Usually it's kind of... No, I don't want to say usually, but I see it as often taken as a joke, or, the main character clearly doesn't care much about the other person, even if they were their friends for a long time. So I really liked how they made it. And yeah, I really felt so bad for Bongdok. He was just kind of so cute, and he looks and talks kind of so innocent and cute. So I felt so bad for him. When he was heartbroken, I had to, I cried a bit for him. So, poor guy. I also really like the relationship between Solwon and Chosu in this story. The only thing that bugs me a bit, of course, like usual, is how short it is, because I think the transition between Chosu being a bit freaked out by Solwon, it's too quick for me. We get to see his point of view that from the start, he still had a thing for Solwon. But it would have been a bit better if it was done a bit more smoothly. But yeah, I really like their relationship, and that's actually what made me so interested, because I always wanted to see them together more. I wanted to see them interact. I wanted to see them grow closer and closer. So yeah, again, I wouldn't mind a longer and better made version of this to flesh them out more and see their relation more. Maybe a way we could have seen them more, it's if we hadn't seen the secondary couple this much. I honestly have nothing against them. I actually like them a bit too. They were pretty cute, and it was nice to see this very strict guy, you know, slowly melting to this girl. So it's not that I didn't like it, but I was not as interested, of course, as in the main couple. And yeah, I think I wouldn't have mind if they were not in it and we just saw the main couple. Their time could have been used for the main couple. So it's a bit of a shame, but they are not bad in any way, in my opinion. Last two things I want to mention quickly before I finish is the ages. I was really thrown off by the ages. First, Bongdok looks way older than any of the other characters, so it's a bit weird, especially since he seems to be playing a younger character than our main character, so it's really weird. And same goes with the teacher and the high school student. The teacher looks more like a high school student, and the high school student looks more like a teacher. So it was always weird to see them all together or interact with one another because of this. But I was able to forget it because I wanted to enjoy the story anyway. Last thing is, well, clearly, the drama behind Cut is heavily promoted, I think, in this drama, but I wasn't able to find why. My first thought was it was because either it was the same author or the same company production doing it, but I wasn't able to find anything at all about it. I wasn't able to find a link between the two stories. So if any one of you knows why, I would gladly like to know. And so that's it for All Boarding House. I realized that 8 out of 10 might be a bit high, but for some reason I don't really want to give it less because I really had a good time despite its flaws and how short it is. I still really enjoyed it and was really interested. So yeah, here goes the 8 out of 10 for this story. And with this, I'll see you later in the next video. Bye bye!